Hello, boys and girls. It's Fiesta Gardens library time again. And today, as I promised last week, I will be reading another holiday story. This one is about Hanukkah, which is beginning this week. The Hanukkah Guest by Kimmel. Old Bear roused himself from his winter sleep. He yawned, a gigantic yawn. Then he stretched himself all over. Finally, he poked his nose outside his den. A soft blanket of deep snow covered the ground. Spring was still months away. Old Bear wrinkled his nose. What was that delicious smell? It smelled like something to eat, which reminded Old Bear that it had been months since he had eaten anything. Old Bear's empty stomach rumbled. He shook himself all over, then lumbered out of his den to follow the delicious smell. Baba Brena took the last potato latke from the pan and put it in the oven with the others. The latke, a potato pancake, would stay warm in there until her guests arrived. Baba Brena was 97 years old and did not hear or see as well as she used to, but she still made the best potato latkes in the whole village. Every year at Hanukkah time, all her friends made their way through the snow to her little house on the edge of the forest. How they loved those latkes. Baba Brena always made plenty, but tonight, on the first night of Hanukkah, she made twice as many as usual. Tonight was special. Tonight, the rabbi was coming. Baba Brena put on a clean apron and set the table. She filled a bowl of nuts for the dreidel game. One last chore, the candles for the menorah. Baba Brena went to get them. Just then she heard a knock on the door. It wasn't exactly a knock, more like a soft thumping. My guests must be early, Baba Brena said. She opened the door. The cat hissed and dived under the table. Why, Rabbi, how nice to see you, Baba Brena exclaimed. Remember, she can't see very well. Grrr, growled Old Bear. Oh, and happy Hanukkah to you too. Please come in. She can't see and she can't hear. Old Bear lumbered into the house. He shook the snow from his fur. I'll take your coat, Rabbi. My, how thick it is. It must be very cold outside. Baba Brena tugged at Old Bear's fur. Rah! Old Bear roared. Oh, you prefer to leave your coat on. Well, that's all right. It is a bit chilly in here. Come into the kitchen. I've set the table for a lovely Hanukkah evening. Old Bear followed Baba Brena into the kitchen. The delicious smells made his nose really twitch. Thank you, Rabbi. How kind of you to say. The latkes will taste even better than they smell. So all his roaring, she thinks is talking. Old Bear followed his nose to the oven. Rabbi, I'm surprised at you. You know we don't eat until we light the menorah. That's all right. I know you were teasing. I'll light the candles. Will you say the blessings? Baba Brena struck a match and lit the shamash candle. Then she lit the one for the first night. Old Bear muttered and growled. Who has kept us, preserved us, and sustained us to this time? Oh, Rabbi, you say the blessings so beautifully. Baba Brena pulled out a chair. Old Bear sat down. Let's play dreidel. I have some nuts we can play with. Old Bear's nose twitched again. He cracked a nut in his teeth. Rabbi, you won't have any nuts for the game if you eat them all. Growled Old Bear. Don't worry, I have more nuts if you need them. Baba Brena gave the dreidel a spin. Old Bear sniffed at the little top as it whirled around. It stopped on the letter Nun. Nothing, we spin again. Baba Brena spun the dreidel once more. This time it stopped on the letter Gimmel. I win! Baba Brena swept the nuts into her apron. Roar! Old Bear roared. Don't be angry, Rabbi. It's only a game. Here. She tossed him a nut. Old Bear caught it in his paws, cracked it handily, then begged for more. No, Rabbi, no more nuts. It's time for dinner. Old Bear snuffled and grumbled. Baba Brena opened the oven door and took out a platter piled high with steaming, delicious potato latkes. Old Bear's nose twitched as she set them on the table. Do you prefer your latkes with sour cream or with jam? Roar, Old Bear growled. Jam, I thought so. Baba Brena smeared 5 big latkes with jam and stacked them on Old Bear's plate. Old Bear snuffled with pleasure as he gobbled all the latkes. Baba Brena laughed. You should use a fork. You have jam all over your beard. She wet a towel and wiped Old Bear's face. I must tell you, Rabbi, you eat just like a bear. Grrr! I'm hungry as a bear, so I eat like one. I can see that, Baba Brena chuckled. Old Bear ate and ate until all the latkes were gone. He licked jam and sour cream from his muzzle and his paws. Then Old Bear began to feel drowsy. He yawned, his great head flopped on Baba Brena's lap. Rabbi, you're sleepy. Who wouldn't be after such a meal? All the latkes are gone. It's time to go home. But before you leave, I have a Hanukkah present for you. Baba Brena took out a red woolen scarf from the cupboard. She wrapped it around Old Bear's neck. This scarf will keep you warm on the coldest nights. I knitted it myself. Grrr! Old Bear licked Baba Brena's face. Baba Brena blushed. Oh, Rabbi, at my age? Old Bear shuffled to the door. It was time to return to his den. He felt very sleepy. Roar, he growled as he ambled off into the night. He turned around one more time before disappearing into the forest. Roar. Good night to you too, Rabbi. Happy Hanukkah. Baba Brena was washing the dishes when she heard another knock. I wonder who that is. Shalom, Baba Brena. Her friends and neighbors stood at the door wishing her a happy Hanukkah. Shalom, everybody, Baba Brena cried. How nice to see you. Please come in. I'm sorry, I don't have any more latkes. The rabbi came by and he ate them all. And there's the rabbi. Baba Brena, don't you recognize me? It was the rabbi saying that. The rabbi couldn't have eaten the latkes, everyone said. He was in the synagogue with us the whole time. Baba Brena scratched her head in bewilderment. Something strange is happening here, Rabbi. I think there is an imposter going around. He looks like you. He talks like you. He even has your beard. See, same coloring as the bear. Just then, Esther and David, Baba Brena's 2 grandchildren, cried, Come look! Everyone ran into the kitchen to see what was wrong. They found the floor covered with bear tracks. A bear? And I thought it was the rabbi. Baba Brena had to sit down. Soon she began to giggle. That was a very clever bear, or a very foolish Baba Brena. Well, let the bear have a happy Hanukkah. I had a happy Hanukkah too, and so will you, my dear friends. David, please go bring some potatoes from the cellar. Esther, please get my grater and bowl. Everybody, please help. You too, Rabbi, but I promise there will be latkes for everyone. Deep in the forest, Old Bear slumbered in his den. His stomach was full of potato latkes. The warm woolen scarf was wrapped smugly around his neck. Pleasant dreams, Old Bear, and happy Hanukkah to all. Thank you, boys and girls. I hope you enjoyed. the Hanukkah guest. And Bubba Brainerd just thought the bear was the rabbi. I wish everyone a happy Hanukkah and a happy holiday and a Merry Christmas. Bye-bye, everyone. See you next time.